Hello everyone, I'm here today with another process video. I am continuing on with my photos from my trip to Denver in May of this year. These are pocket pages, as you can see. So on the left side, I've got two 3x4s and a 4x6, and on the right side, these are all 3x4. I've already picked out one card because I thought the green was perfect, and I don't mind that it says hello there because I tend to visit this botanical garden every time I go to Denver. It's pretty much my favorite thing. And so it's like meeting an old friend in a way. So I just say hello there and I go about my business. I did have a receipt. Normally I have a membership to my own botanical garden and they accept reciprocal membership at Denver. But I let it lapse this year and so I actually had to pay to get in this time. So I kept the receipt, and I like to keep receipts in general anyway. They're a nice piece of memorabilia from any trip, I think. So I kept that. I don't have a card for this to go on yet. I haven't had enough time to really look through and pick out something that I like, so I'm going to have to do that today in order to finish this layout. And then the other thing I have is I have two 4x6s and only one slot. So that means I'm going to have to do a flip. So I need to get the flip ready, but then I also need to find another card that will go between these two, and I don't have that yet. So those are the things I will be working on as I move through this layout. When I was going through my stash quickly just now, I actually found this little bird. I love it. And I know this was in a kit that I got, and I want to say it was Citrus Twist, but I'm not positive, but I think it was. And I've just kind of been hanging on to it, waiting for a chance to use it. And I think it actually matches pretty well here. It's got lighter purple and the darker, so it works with multiple things that I have happening here. A little bit of blue, and you can see some blue sky there. So I think I am going to put it on this card. I'm not sure if I'm going to leave it flat like that or if I'm going to raise it up a little bit with a pop dot to give it some dimension. So I'm going to think about that a little bit off camera. I'm also going to look for some more cards that I might be able to use here, and then I'll come back. All right, so I decided that I was going to make this bird a little bit 3D, so you can see I've got pop dots behind there. I just felt like maybe it would be a good idea to have that raised up a bit because everything else that I have, at least to this point, is flat. So there wouldn't be any texture or any kind of layering happening more than likely. So I decided I'd pop that bird up just a little bit. So he's done now. And then I did find this card in my stash. And I think this was a Kelly Perky card where you could get it both in physical product and buy the digital. And so I think I went digital and printed this because it feels thinner. Her cardstock that she uses is usually pretty thick. So I think I must have printed it myself. And then I'm just going to attach that. And I think, or maybe I'll center it. Not sure. But I think that'll work pretty well given the purple. And it's a brighter purple than what you see here, but most of it's going to be covered up. So that mutes it a little bit. And I think that'll be helpful to the overall design. I attached the receipt to the card. I did glue it down first, and then I just added the staples. That's more for looks than for actually adhering it because the mono adhesive would have held fine. But I have that on there now, and that's probably all I'll do with that one just because the background of the card is so busy. But that means I still need to find a card, a 4x6 one for here. And then I don't know what to do with the rest of these photos. Normally I would go through like my phrase labels and find stuff. And I could still do that, but number one, I know there's not a lot of purple in there. So if I were going for anything, it would probably be green, and there's already a lot of green here. I also don't have a lot of brown, and certainly not like this shade of brown. It's almost a tan with an orange tinge to it. So I'm not sure I'm going to find much of what I would need there. I'm wondering if I'm going to end up making my own. And I have done that in the past where I just make something in Word, print out the phrase I want and print it, or type out the phrase I want and print it myself. And I will do that if I have to. I'm not giving up quite yet. I'm still going to look through my stuff and see what I can find. But I think it's going to be a challenge. So I'm going to go off and do that next and see what I can come up with here. As I suspected, when I went through all my phrase labels, I did not find anything. that I thought would work. And I, for a minute, contemplated, okay, maybe I am going to have to just type out my own thing and print it. But then I thought, I have wood veneers. Is there any, any phrase in there that would work? And I found two. I found this one, which is actually a two-tone one. So it's the normal, just standard wood veneer color, and then it has gray at the bottom, and it says today. And I thought maybe it would work right there, right in the opening of the door. Now, there isn't a lot of gray in here. However, it's lighter than what's here, but there is some here. There's this roof that might qualify, and the sidewalk. So I think I'm going to do it and just hope that in the end it all comes out okay. And then I found another one. This is not two-tone, it's just regular, but it says life's good. And I was thinking, I've got some dead space up here. Maybe I could use it on this photo, and then these are across from each other diagonally, which is a nice design element. So right now, I think that I'm going to use those. So I will glue those on, and this is what I use. I always use my Mono multi-liquid glue. It will take a little bit to dry, but not that long. It dries pretty quickly. Get that done, and then maybe all I have left is just to find the other card for this, because I don't want to add something to every photo. I love these photos. It's such a peaceful place for me, and I really want the photos to speak for themselves as much as possible. So I'll do these two items, look for a card, and hopefully that's it. While the wood veneer pieces are drying, I've decided that I'm going to do just a little bit of stamping on this card. It seems flat to me still, and so I think I'm just going to do a subtle little background. I'm going to use this very old set of stamps that I have from Stampin' Up. Does it say a year on them? It does. Oh my god, 1997. That's the year my daughter was born, and she's going to be 21 next week, so yikes. But I still use them all the time, particularly this one. This one is my favorite. Just looks like a little splatter. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to use my Versamark ink. If you've never used this, it just creates a watermark on this. So when I stamp, it will come out just slightly darker than what the color of the card already is. So it's a perfect match. And it dries very quickly too. So you're not waiting around for things to dry for very long. So I'm going to do that next, and then hopefully the wood veneer will be dry and I can move on from there. I did my stamping, and here's the end result. And I don't know how well the camera is going to pick this up, but you can see there's a subtle pattern there along the right side, and then just a little bit at the bottom. And that's really all I need. I just wanted something subtle to give it a little bit more texture. So now that that's done, my last piece of business is to try to find that magical card that's going to fit in here and match with everything else. So I've got my 4x6 pocket ready so I can put everything together, because I did find a card that I think is going to work very well. I found this one. It's green. It's polka dotted, which wasn't quite what I was looking for, but I think it works. It's green, and it says, do what makes your soul happy. And that definitely applies to going to the Botanical Gardens in Denver. It does make me happy. So I have found that. So I think I'm going to put them together like so. So this will be on top. You'll flip, you'll see that one. This one will be in the background. All right, I have put my pocket together here. There's the photo that's going in the back of the pocket, and then here's the flip. So it's going to sit like this, and you'll actually flip it to the right, and you'll see that part. It's better to do it that way because there's really nothing here that you can adhere the strip to. It would have to be folded over the side, and that would look very strange. So when I have a 4x6 pocket like this on the bottom, I adhere it like so, so it opens this way, and then I just make another hole with a crocodile to open up the hole that gets covered by the adhesive. So I will do that now, so you can see how it goes together. So I took off the adhesive, scooch that out of the way a little bit. I'm going to line up the pocket here. Get it as straight as possible. And then just press down so the adhesive will stick. There we go. And then it will open like so. And then to make the hole, here's my crocodile. So you have a 1/8 hole on one side and a 3/16. This one takes the 3/16 because you need a big enough hole for the ring to fit through there. So I just look at where the hole already is in the page protector, and I just make another hole right over it that goes through that extra adhesive, and that's it. Then I can put it in the book or in the album without a problem. Now I've put everything in the pocket so I could see what it would look like completely laid out as if it were in the album, and I'm really happy with it. I don't feel the need to put something on every photo or something extra in every pocket. I do want the photos to stand out. I mean, that's why I'm doing this, right? I want to showcase the photos a lot. So I think that with how it looks here and with the flip, that it's fine. I don't think it needs anything else. So this is probably one of the faster 2-page layouts that I've done, particularly for this album. So I'm calling it good today. So thanks for watching.